This is CBeebies on YouTube. Find even more fun and games for your child at the CBeebies website.
The following content is intended for our CBeebies grown-ups audience.
Hi, it's Justin. Here on the CBeebies grown-up site, we want you to meet and talk about how you get the most out of CBeebies for you and your family. We asked some of our little stars of something special to send in their grown-ups to tell us about using signing at home.
Hi, I'm Phil. My son Lucas appears in the football episode in the new series of Something Special. Lucas is crazy about Manchester City, and Lucas and Justin take a tour of the Manchester City Stadium together.
Hello, I'm Julie, George's nana. You will be seeing Georgia appear in the new series of Something Special, signing, helping other children to sign.
Lucas has got Down syndrome, and as is common with the syndrome, he has delayed speech. Fortunately, Lucas was in a development centre with other kids who had disabilities, and that was actually a signing environment. They used Makaton, and consequently, Mr. Tumble and Something Special was something that they introduced to us.
Georgia was born, obviously it was a shock that she had Down syndrome, and there was no communication with her at all at first as a baby because she had speech delay. She couldn't speak till she was 4. But what happened was, obviously, we got into Makaton, and when she was about 9 months old, that's when we started learning to sign. Because when Georgia was first born, we was all totally lost and didn't know what she wanted, what she didn't want. It was so confusing. So if she wanted a drink or a biscuit or the potty or anything, everything was signing.
Before we learnt to sign, it was difficult to always understand what his needs were, and he was obviously expressing his needs in his own particular way, but it was not in a way that we could necessarily understand. And having the signing gives you a means of communicating.
There's lots of benefits to using signing, both for the child and for the family as well. For the child, it can really increase their confidence as they experience having successful interactions. And it can also help to decrease frustration that can arise as they start to realise what they want but aren't able to express that. When you first start signing with your child, some of the things that I'd recommend you think about are making sure you always speak when you sign. Signing isn't designed to replace speech. In fact, there's lots of evidence to show that using signing can actually enhance and promote speech development. Make sure you and your child are facing each other so that they can see your hands and see the signs you're doing, but also see your face so they can watch your facial expression as you perform the signs. When first teaching new signs to your child, it can be really helpful for them to feel what performing the sign is like. So it's really useful if you actually take their hands. For instance, if you're doing more, you might actually take your child's hand and bring them together so they can feel what that sign for more feels like. One of the really important things is to make sure you give your child lots of opportunities to practice repeating the sign or seeing the sign shown. So it's important to think about signs which can be happening throughout the day in your daily routine. Signs for food and drink items are always really motivating, and you're going to be able to practice them lots of times. Also, signs like more can be used in lots of different daily routines, so they're really good ones to start with. The language system used by Something Special is called Makaton. Makaton is a system which uses symbols and signs to support speech, which helps communication. Even if your children don't have communication difficulties, there's still lots of benefits for using signs with them. There's evidence to show that early gestures develop much earlier than speech. So sometimes children can start to be really aware of what they want and that things around them have names, but they don't have a way to express this. So using signs really early on can really reduce this frustration and support early communication for all children.
Because Something Special, although it uses signing and has got a lot of kids with disabilities in the programme, it's actually become almost a mainstream children's programme. So the other kids at his nursery, even though they didn't have disabilities, they understood some basic signs. And so Lucas went there not being able to speak, but they could communicate on a very basic level through signing, which really helped open that world up to him.
When I first seen Georgia signing, it was an absolute, God, how's she been able to do that? Because she was lost before. She was just sat there, didn't say a word to nobody. Georgia finally learned to speak when she was 4, but the household is still using signing.
We use signing in all sorts of situations. We use it in your general communication. We use it to be cheeky with each other. Lucas is regularly calling me a cheeky monkey, and in fact, very recently, it was his party piece at my mum and dad's 50th wedding anniversary. where getting on the microphone, he was singing and signing Blue Moon and then taking the obligatory bow at the end.
If you want to learn more about Makaton, look for your local Makaton workshop on their website. And don't forget to check out all of our articles about special needs on the CBeebies Grown Ups website. Good luck signing!